Hello everybody, it's Tom and Jerry fan 64 here, and I apologize if you can't see me in the camera in there, but it's now time to do a video that I told you guys I was going to be doing today, and it is the top 15 movies that I will never watch again or buy. So yeah, at number 15 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure, excuse me. This is the sequel, the direct-to-video sequel to the 1989 movie, The National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. This one I used to have on DVD, but I got rid of it because this movie was god-awful. It was not a good movie. Not a good movie whatsoever. See, I'm going to do this quick. Number 14 is Ace Ventura Jr. Pet Detective. This movie I haven't seen, but I am definitely not buying this because I prefer the first two movies over this one. I'm never watching Ace Ventura Jr. Pet Detective. I'm not going to watch it. And I'm not going to buy it either. So yeah, this movie I'm never going to buy, period. And number 13 is Old, directed by M. Night Shyamalan. I talked about this movie in the last video, when I was talking about the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Knock at the Cabin. This movie, Old, I am not going to buy because this movie was just a complete joke to me. When I watched the trailer to this during the previews of No Time to Die, when I saw that in theaters, this movie kind of looked pretty good. Because I like the premise that people are turning old, they age rapidly. But the premise was just wasted in this movie. This movie was just a stupid movie that no one should ever watch. And it's M. Night Shyamalan's worst movie since The Last Airbender and After Earth, which I will be mentioning on this list briefly. Number 12 is Ghostbusters 2016. This movie I actually used to have 2 copies of on Blu-ray, but I threw out one of them and I gave the other one to my friend Darcy before she sadly passed away. Kind of like unlike old, Ghostbusters 2016 was just a stupid movie. I did like the female cast. That's the only thing I liked. Chris Hemsworth, no offense to Chris Hemsworth, but he was not very good in this movie, in my opinion. This is one of his lesser known roles. The less known about the Ghostbusters remake, the better. I did not like this movie, and I really hope to watch Ghostbusters Afterlife because I heard that one's better. So yeah, I think I would rather watch the first 2 and then Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm going to watch Ghostbusters Afterlife pretty soon. But this movie, Ghostbusters 2016, I'm never rebuying. I know Durant Cinema has a Steelbook Blu-ray of this one, but I respect his decision to get that movie, but this movie was just a stupid as hell movie, in my opinion. So yeah, number 11 is Howard the Duck. This is another movie I used to have on DVD, but I got rid of it because this movie was freaking awful. In my opinion, if you guys haven't seen Howard the Duck, I do not recommend it in the slightest. I don't recommend it at all. Even if you're a Marvel fan, you might want to watch it, but I think this movie shouldn't be watched by anybody. And it doesn't help that Jeffrey Jones is in it. See, and I still have a bit of a cold, but I'm starting to feel a lot better still. So yeah, and speaking of M. Night Shyamalan movies, number 10 is After Earth. This is another movie I used to have. This movie I used to have on Blu-ray, but I got rid of it because this movie was freaking awful. This one's even worse than Old. I might do a video of ranking all of M. Night Shyamalan's movies when Knock at the Cabin comes out. Maybe, or one of these days. When I see more M. Night Shyamalan movies, I'm going to rank from worst to best. This is a really, really bad movie. Even though Jaden Smith is in it, and he was great in the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, but this one, After Earth, was just a letdown. And I believe it was the second M. Night Shyamalan movie I ever watched. But After Earth, hands down, is one of the worst movies of M. Night Shyamalan's career, the second worst. And speaking of, here's the number 1 worst M. Night Shyamalan movie. Number 9 is The Last Airbender. This movie freaking sucks. This movie absolutely sucked. This movie was a fucking awful movie. Excuse my language. But I've got to say, fuck this movie. This movie was not a good movie at all. It has no redeeming qualities. And sorry about my raging, but I'm trying not to rage on this movie, but I don't think I'm ever going to review this movie on my channel. I'm sorry, guys, but I would do a rant on this movie, but it would take way too long. And plus, it would be a long video, like 9 or 10, 15 minutes. But this movie, The Last Airbender, is an awful freaking movie. And I apologize for my cussing in this video. It's something I'm trying to control. But this movie, The Last Airbender, is easily one of my all-time least favorite movies, and it's one of M. Night Shyamalan's worst movies. It's even worse than After Earth. I'm actually really curious to see how The Crappening is going to be, The Happening. Even though most people call it The Crappening. I will get that movie for the collection because it's Mark Wahlberg, but I'm not looking forward to that movie. But I will watch it and get it on DVD for the collection. So anyways, number 8 is a movie I used to have on DVD a long time ago. And that is Spy Kids 4, All the Time in the World. Even though I haven't seen this movie in a while, I remember freaking hating this movie. It was such a dumb movie. I don't know what Robert Rodriguez was thinking. No offense to Robert Rodriguez, he's a great director, don't get me wrong, but this was not one of his best movies. And I know there's going to be a new Spy Kids movie coming out by Netflix, which I'm hoping is better than this fourth movie that they released. They should have stopped at 3. The third one was decent, but I think the 3D version of Spy Kids 3D Game Over is way better. The third one, it makes the third one look like a masterpiece. The third one is not a great movie, but the 3D version was. But this movie, Spy Kids 4, All the Time in the World, was so stupid as hell. It was really, really stupid, and I don't find any redeeming qualities about this movie. Maybe Jessica Alba's performance was good, but that's about it. And Danny Trejo as Machete. But yeah. At number 7 is a movie that I used to have on DVD, but I got rid of it immediately after watching it. And that is Yogi Bear. This is the movie adaptation of the cartoon. This movie is so bad that I would rather watch the cartoon Yogi Bear instead of this. This movie was so stupid. And I don't know why Dan Aykroyd and Justin Timberlake were doing in this movie. No offense to those two people. I love Justin Timberlake as a singer, and I do love Dan Aykroyd as an actor, but their performances were wasted in this movie. This movie was such a stupid movie that literally makes me physically angry. So yeah, number 6 is these top 6, these last 6 movies are these last 6 are movies that are definite movies that I am definitely not getting. And ignore the noise in the background. Number 6 is Barney's Great Adventure. And if you guys didn't know, I absolutely despise Barney as a TV show character. I'm sorry about... the people who are a fan of Barney, I do respect your opinion, but Barney is fucking annoying. Excuse my language yet again. Barney is the most annoying character I've ever seen in a TV show. I even watched this with my nephew Jory back in the day. And I watched it with him, and it was sufferable. It made me... It's like watching... It's complete torture, in my opinion. No offense to the fans who like it. I respect your opinion. But this movie was just not good at all. So yeah. And here's the top 5 that are... These next 4 are the sickest of the sick. Number 5 is a movie that I will not watch even if I was forced to. Even if someone paid me to see this movie, I would not. And that is Pink Flamingos. And I'm not going to talk about the premise of this movie. It will probably make you sick, but because of the sick premise, this movie looks disgusting. And I don't care if this got a Criterion release. This movie did not deserve a Criterion release. And I don't even give a rat's ass if it's a cult classic. Excuse my language yet again. But this movie, hell no, it doesn't deserve a Criterion release, and it doesn't deserve your attention either. I'm not going to watch it. Number 4 is Showgirls. This movie is... I don't normally watch NC-17 movies, but the only NC-17 movies the only NC-17 movie I have seen is The Evil Dead, and the only other one I will see is Blonde with Ana de Armas because it's about Marilyn Monroe. But Showgirls looks erotic and stuff like that, and I don't want to see this movie. I'm not going to explain the premise because it's inappropriate for YouTube viewers. So yeah, in the top 3, these next 2 are even worse than Pink Flamingos. Number 3 is the Human Centipede movies. Every single one. I'm counting all 3 of the Human Centipede movies in one top 10 list. After hearing about this movie, it just makes me physically ill. It will make you physically ill, so please do not watch this movie. Same thing with this next one. Number 2 is I Spit on Your Grave. This movie looks disgusting. I'm not watching any of the I Spit on Your Grave movies. It talks about assault, a very bad form of assault. So I'm not going to explain it because YouTube will demonetize my video. So I'm not going to talk about it, but it's some type of assault. It shouldn't be, no one should ever watch this movie. And number 1 is a movie that I was going to see, I was going to get on DVD, and I was planning on getting the 4K lenticular. But after considering, I am not getting this movie, even if it's a Marvel movie. And number 1 is Morbius. This movie, I heard rumors that there might be a sequel. I hope they don't make a sequel. This movie looks freaking awful. And to all those people who are thinking that Morbius is a great movie, please get out of my channel. I don't want any toxicity on my channel. People who think this is a masterpiece, I do respect your opinion, but don't stay away from my channel. Morbius looks like a complete travesty. So yeah, anyways, that is it for my top 15 movies that I will never watch or buy. Which I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And sorry about my raging, when I'm going too far, but sorry about me raging and getting all upset. But these movies are just movies that I refuse to get in my collection. So yeah, that is it for my video, and I will be having a movie update tomorrow, maybe today, I don't know, today or tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.